So again, what we're doing today is trying to just create a Max for Live device that kind of demystifies some of the messages that's going on that are shooting around when we're using MIDI. So we've used the MIDI pass object to start to unpack the stream of MIDI messages into their different parts. The next thing I want to do is kind of visualize that in our Max for Live device. We can start by creating something called a kslider. So type N for new and then kslider. And we get this object here. And this is going to show us, well, at least give us a representation of the notes we're playing visually. Before we do anything, I want to be able to show the whole range of our MIDI notes from 0 to 127. So to do that, hover your mouse over the left-hand side of the keyboard. You get this little yellow triangle. You click on that, go to Attributes, and then go to Range. Click on Range, and you get this new menu, or an Attrui menu that allows you to change the range of this. So if we lock the patcher and type in 128, we now have, and you can unlock the patcher again and slide around, but we now have a keyboard that's 128 keys long. So any of the notes we play, we'll be able to see them, which is good. Zoom out one more time. We're going to do the same thing again, and then click on the triangle, Attributes, Offset. Currently it's set to 36, but what we want to do is lock the patcher again and just change that to 0. That way we won't miss out on seeing any notes. Unlock the patcher again with Command E. Now what we want to do here is we're pretty much done with this stuff now. We're just going to be focusing on note messages today, so we can get rid of all those comments and bangs, get rid of this thing and that thing, get rid of these as well. So we're just going to be looking at these note messages coming out of the first outlet. You can even make that a little smaller if we like. And then what we want to do is take the note number that comes out of the first or the left side of the outpack and plug it into the kslider. So don't get confused by these other these Attrui menus here. Just take this note number, plug it into the left inlet on our slider or kslider, and zoom out if you have to. Take the left outer of the velocity number and put it into here. So now the note number is going in the left and velocity is going in the right. Now what we can do is put this into presentation mode so we can kind of see that. So firstly, deselect everything, don't have anything selected, right click in the background and show the inspector window for the patch. And then scroll down until you find the option that says open in presentation. Click on that. We can close the inspector. Now, when we go into presentation mode, we'll be able to arrange our patch or our user interface nicely. But before we do that, right click on the kslider and add it to your presentation. You'll know you've done it right if you get a little bit of a red box around it. Now go into presentation mode with this button down the bottom left. And let's put this keyboard there. Cool. Save our patch. I'm going to call this something like MIDI message visualizer. Well, it's more of a readout, but anyway. Now we can save that, we can close that. Here it is. And when we play our clip, we can see those MIDI notes being represented on the kslider. Fantastic. But that's something we're pretty kind of, we could almost visualize that in our heads ourselves. Go back out of patching mode. What I would like to do is show these MIDI numbers as well. So to do that, let's use a live number box. So type N and then live.numberbox. And just as the MIDI note goes in the left of the kslider, it actually comes out the left of the kslider. So let's put that there. And then let's kind of just shuffle everything over here a little bit. Let's make, before we do anything else, we want to click on this number box, open the inspector, just want to make sure, go down and make sure that our type here is set to integer. This might help us later on. So set that to integer, close the inspector. Now we can duplicate this number box, select it, and then press Command D. And let's come out of there as well. Cool. Let's just give them a name each. So press C to make a comment. This one is going to be MIDI note. Pop that there. I can duplicate that, put this over here. This is going to be velocity. And last of all, we've got to pop these into our presentation. So select the comment and the number box, select this comment and number box, press right click on one of them, add them to the presentation, go to presentation mode, and let's just kind of arrange this in a nice way. So there's our MIDI note and there's our velocity. You can kind of use the guides to line them up. And now if I save and close that, whenever I play my note on this track, you can see here, there's the MIDI note and there's the velocity. Cool, great start.